Hi guys and welcome to our video for today the 19th of December 2025. So let's go through this watch list, how we're going to trade these stocks and what is next for these stocks. So starting here with LAZR, Luminar Technologies Incorporated. Looking at the 5-minute time frame for a day trade, I'd be waiting for a zero point 0.5 break on this one and I expect it to release 6% if it were to break over because it's in a falling wedge with 3 touches beside the wedge on a 5-minute time frame, and once it breaks over 0.5, which is a key one-day resistance level, it would also be above the ATMA Bollinger Band Center, so therefore 65% more likely to remain above this price point of 0.472 and above the 60 EMA, 200 EMA and 200 MA. And not only that, when you go to the 1-minute time frame, it will be above all the moving averages there too as well, and therefore I'd expect it to run at least 6% if it were to push over 0.5 for a day trade. But by the time you're watching this, you're probably already in it for a swing or the day trade must have passed. So yeah, looking at it in a different perspective, if you were to lose zero point 0.3, I do think the stock is done in my opinion. So if you're in this for the long term or the medium term, just be careful if you're losing zero point 0.3, because it'll probably come back down to zero point 0.2 and beyond on this one. And that's on a 5-minute time frame, so you can monitor there for a potential stop loss. And turn off my indicators and also removing this little falling wedge pattern here. We're going to go to the 4-hour time frame now and look for a potential swing trade on LAZR. So currently, it's a massive green candle on the 4-hour, which is good, but we need a 4-hour candle close over 0.62 in my opinion to gravitate up not only more towards 0.8, but for a 60 EMA death cross retest at around 0.89, we'll call it 0.88 just to be safe. So if we were to get a 4-hour green candle close over 0.62, it'd be not only reclaiming the resistance but also engulfing the Bollinger Band Center, and therefore 65% more likely to be above this price point here, and therefore you're probably going to gravitate more towards the 0.88 level, towards 60 EMA for a death cross retest. So I'd only enter this one personally for a swing trade if we were to have a 4-hour candle close green one over 0.62. Until then I'd avoid it because it's just front running and 65% more likely to be beneath this level here. So therefore I'd want odds to be in my favour and wait for it to be reclaimed. The daily time frame, zooming in, so 4-hour close over 0.62 would be good, but we are going to have bit of a headache here with the Bollinger Band Center at 0.73. So maybe you could sell 50% at 0.73 and then 40% at 0.89, something like that, if you were to take this with a 4-hour green candle close over 0.62, just for an idea. But yeah, that's how I'd trade that one. I'd wait for the reclaim on the 4-hour over 0.62. But yeah, I guess it looks good. A reclaim of the ATMA, strong bullish candle. It's held up for most of today. And also a bit of a morning star pattern here on the daily as well. So that's LAZR. So again, on the 5-minute, be careful if you're losing 0.3. On the 4-hour, let's wait for a 0.62 close over, a green candle close over for continuation further. And now moving to AZI. Goes to the 5-minute time frame on this one. And we're going to be also putting in a 5-minute falling wedge. You could also, so this is a 30-minute falling wedge, but we've drawn it on a 5-minute. And I'll be waiting for a push over 2.6, my next resistance level, for an entry in this one, and I expect it to run at least 6% for a day trade. And what I do like about this one is how the Bollinger Band top, this navy line, is also slowly gravitating towards the resistance, which means it's strengthening resistance, and 95% of price action takes place within the Bollinger Bands. However, if the Bollinger Band is right on the resistance of 2.6, and 95% of price action is taking place within it, once it breaks it, it's going to probably explode. And that's really good, obviously, because it's not only going to be a one-day resistance break, it's going to be a Bollinger Band top break, and therefore, that 5% thrill of its price history is going to be insane and probably shoot up to the next resistance of 3.15 and beyond. So I'm watching this for a move over 2.6 for a day trade entry on this one, consolidating the falling wedge, whilst above one moving averages on there. So let's go to the 4-hour, but before we do that, I do think if it loses to 200 MA, the bottom one here at 1.9, I think this is going to be done. It's going to gravitate, unfortunately, lower towards 1.4, 1.5 area. So if we lose 1.9 on this, I do think we're done. So just keep an eye on that level of the 200 simple moving average in the 5-minute time frame. And again, keep an eye over 2.6 for day trade. So we're removing this pennant here, and we're going to take it to the 4-hour time frame to check out AZI. And we're currently getting rejected cleanly, obviously, and simply in front of us from the 60 EMA for a death cross retest. So need this, it's a strong top wick representing wick off distribution, which is bearish. It's not good. It's not accumulation, it's distribution. People getting rid of shares around this level, and that level is 3.3 around there. So we need to have a 4-hour green candle close above, in my opinion. Let's draw it out. 3.45, I would say, for a strong reclaim of the 60 EMA. And once we get a 4-hour candle close over the 60 EMA, that's where we'll be looking to enter 3.45. And you can have headache at 4, which is the resistance, but maybe the daily time frame will tell us more about price targets for a swing trade. But yeah, for a swing trade, I'd only look for a 4-hour candle close over 3.4 for an entry in this. I would avoid it. And again, if you lose 1.9 in the 5 minute, I do think it's done. So maybe if you're already in this, you can use that information to apply stop loss accordingly via that little detailing. And if we do get a 4-hour close over that level of 3.4, we're going to have resistance at 4. And then after that, not until 5.4. So again, you can maybe sell 50%, being safe at $4, and then sell another 40% further up at the death cross retest in the daily time frame this time, around 5.4 for a plus. Let's measure it out. 60% move if we were to get that, which would be good, very good with the 4-hour candle close over 3.4. It would be good because you can have a big move up into 60 EMA, and you can also take some profits accordingly at $4 as it is a key resistance. And I'm sure level 2 will present some massive sell orders around there as well. I personally don't use it. I just use the charts and the candlesticks and price data to my advantage. That's LAZR AZI, so keep an eye on those levels. And now let's finish up with MI. So I was watching this over 0.45, I think, on the 1 minute time frame. So push over 0.45 on the 1 minute time frame. Should see it run at least 8%. So maybe we might see it live here. So I'm going to shove it in a falling wedge, applying the up thrust of 0.43, the strong top wick, which are gravitating towards and probably about to break. And yeah, a break over 0.45 should see it run at least 8%, in my opinion, towards the 0.49 and beyond. Just maybe keep an eye on that towards the end of this video on MI. It's a new one, only came into life, in my opinion, around 12:28, the first 1 minute candle with over 80,000 volume on the 1 minute time frame. So yeah, keep an eye over 0.45 for a day trade on that. And let's go to the 4-hour for a potential swing and zoom in, and let's see what we can find. And the 4-hour candle close over 0.45, so by 1:30 p.m. Eastern time, which is in 50 minutes, the time I'm recording this. So 4-hour candle close over 0.45. Should see it generally continue towards 0.61. So maybe it could be a power hour runner, this one. Let's keep an eye on it. Because we'll be reclaiming the Bollinger Band center, and therefore 65% more likely to move above it. And also reclaiming the resistance of 0.45, which is really bullish and strong as well. So also the fact, obviously, it's a bullish engulfing candle, which is great. So now let's go to the daily time frame and have a look. So a daily close over, I would say 0.45 is really bullish because it's reclaiming the Bollinger Band center, and therefore 65% more likely to move above it. And we should be coming towards the Bollinger Band top, 0.61. So a daily close over 0.45 should see us come into 0.61. However, if we've already done that by the time this video is recorded, I'd expect the next level of 0.82 to be hit here. The next resistance is 0.82 for a swing. So yeah, 4-hour close over 0.45 would see me enter for a swing trade. And I look to sell towards 0.61 and then 0.82. And again, for a day trade, just over 0.45 for a move of plus 8% minimum, which is looking like we're going to do it. And if we lose 0.34, we're going to lose the 200 EMA, 200 MA. And yeah, this one's going to be done, in my opinion. And as you can see, it's breaking out over 0.45. The volume's coming in. And we're currently up 6%. It's probably by the time I finish this video, or once I've finished recording, it's going to be up at least 8%, so you can see it in real time. But yeah, that's it, guys. The falling wedge breakout against the 1-day resistance above 1 moving averages with significant volume identified from Atlanta Trading all bot alerts. Provides green setups like this, as you can see. So if you took this, you'd be up a decent amount, 6%, probably coming for more, 7, 8, 9, 10%. So let's keep our eyes peeled and see how this one does. MI. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you next week, and have a great weekend, and see you all soon, guys.